Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Jay Gallus here. I'm here making this video this video is basically, I'm basically giving you a rundown of all the features I'm going to love about Android. Well, some of them is from Samsung, but just Android on a whole, the customization, everything. I'm going to give a list. Well, I wrote down a list of stuff so I wouldn't forget the things I wanted to talk about. But I just wanted to bring it back to before I even got to Android and got to iPhones and all that stuff. I'm gonna bring it back in the days when I was a real phone whore. And it started from I got the Peanut phone, which is the Motorola phone that came out years ago. It was this phone that's shaped like a peanut, right? And it came with two earpieces. It was the first phone that I know of that came out the box with an earpiece with two earpiece, right? Basically, every other phone that I knew before that only came with one because you only used it to talk on the phone. It wasn't really to listen to music. But this particular phone came with two to listen to music. And it came with if I'm not mistaken, an FM button on the side. When you press the button and it went to the radio, the FM stations, and you're able to listen like Hot 97, 105.1, etc. And I thought that was a beautiful feature. It caught me and I bought the phone and I loved it. Then from there on I jumped from that to the Nextel i90. Then I went to i95, which is the first color screen Nextel phone. Then they came out with the 730 and I refused to get the 730 because when they came out with the 730, I knew about the 930 years in advance. So I was like, I'm not getting the 730, I want the 930. Eventually, my i95 broke because it always had LCD problems. I ended up getting the 730, customizing it. You know, the light up keyboards, light up antennas. Anybody that's been a phone whore, y'all know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. Then it got to the point where I had like the 860. The 860 was the one with the outside screen was this big, and it had the press button, and the phone would flip open, and that was like the coolest thing ever because everybody on my block had the 730, but when they see me come through with the 860, it was like, yo, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's a Nextel. They're like, that's not a Nextel phone. I'm like, all right, you don't believe me? Give me a chirp. And you know, it's always like 173 star, whatever numbers. It was so cool. That was my era. See what I'm saying? Then I started rocking with that. I had a Psychic 2. That's how I had the Nextel and the Psychic. I was just a phone whore. I was just jumping from phones to phones to phones to phones to phones. So I've always been into phones. I'm a person that I usually know little things that some people don't know. And this is why I started making videos because I'm very passionate about phones. So now here goes my Galaxy S Edge. I was determined that I was going to keep this phone for 2 years. And I said I was going to pay it off and I was going to be paying T-Mobile no more money every month for these lease phones and all that stuff. I decided I was going to keep my phone. But my friend that's a phone whore just like me, he tried the iPhone 6s Plus and he told me, yo, it's a great phone. You should try it. And this guy done had the Note 5. He had the S7 Edge. He had, name it, he had it, you know? So me and him, we kind of think alike when it comes to like gadgets and stuff like that. And for him to say this was an excellent phone, I should give it a try. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try, but I'm going to give it a real try where I'm going to get rid of my Android phone, get the iPhone, and not have a backup phone. Because when you have a backup phone, you don't basically give it the full potential. It's like you having a side chick, you know? It's like you're not giving it the full potential. So basically, I wanted to give it the full potential, give it my all. So I'm like, you know what? This phone, I'm going to return it, use my jump, give them this phone, get the iPhone 7, rock with it for a couple of months, see if I like it or not. So I'm going to try and get used to it, which I'm starting to get used to it little by little already, and I'm starting to really like this phone. Now, keep in mind that even though I like the iPhone, there's going to be little things, not even little things, big things I'm going to miss about Android. And a lot of them is from Samsung, but we're going to go down the list little by little, one by one. So I wrote a list because I didn't want to forget the things that I actually that I'm going to miss. So let's go to the list right now and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So go to my Gmail, I sent it to myself. So the first thing is alarm clock. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in an alarm clock. Right now I'm in my clock, right? I'm going to turn this off. So now, when I set an alarm in this particular phone, I don't remember if stock Android does this, but when you go into the clock and you set the clock, right, and you actually activate the clock, it actually shows you exactly how long before the alarm goes off. Now, the reason why I love that feature has been times where I set the time and I set it for AM instead of PM, or I set it for PM instead of AM, and I missed my alarm. That happened to me before when I had the iPhone 4, and it pissed me off because if it had did that, which is notify me how much hours left before the alarm goes off, I would know that it was set wrong. So I would have never had that problem with which I got up late that day. So I would have never had that problem. So that's one feature I'm going to miss because I know that the iPhone does not do that. It doesn't have that feature. So now let's go down to the next. The next is going to be YouTube. Okay. I love YouTube and I use YouTube a lot. I even have YouTube Red. If you don't have YouTube Red, you should get it. What you should do is just get Google Play, pay for that. And Google Play includes YouTube Red. It comes together in one. So you don't have to pay for it twice. You're not paying for Google Play Music and you're not paying for Google YouTube Red. You're paying for just one program, which is Google Play Music, and it includes YouTube Red, where it takes away the commercials. It allows you to download the videos. It allows you to play the videos and not be in the video. You could come out of the video or out of the app, which is pretty cool, and do something else while you're listening to the audio, which you couldn't do that before because once you exit the app, it automatically pauses it. So that's another thing, but look into that. So this is one thing that I like. I'm going to show you. I'm going to click on this video. Now this video is loading, and I'm going to pause it. Now, these little dots right here, this is our menu button for Android. So I click on that, and I'm able to go down here and click the quality and pick the resolution that I want to use. If I want to use 1440, 1080, etc. You can't do that on an iPhone. On an iPhone, it automatically defaults, if I'm not mistaken, to 480p. And in order for you to actually have the ability to change the quality of the resolution, you actually have to be on Wi-Fi. And then it gives you these options. To me, that's retarded. And they've been having this problem since I've been with the iPhone, and I left the iPhone. That's one of the reasons why I left, because of stuff like that. Because 4G LTE right now is so fast. It's faster than a lot of people's network at their house, and there should be no reason why you can't upgrade or change your quality at any time. The 4G LTE is actually fast enough to actually handle the quality that you're trying to push out of the phone. So that right there is another feature I'm going to miss because I use YouTube a lot. Let me go to my next thing on the list. And my next thing is double click to the camera. Okay, so with the Samsung phones, you're able to double click from anywhere in the phone and it instantly goes to the camera. Me personally, I love that feature because it's a quick way of getting to the camera. For the iPhone that I know of, the way you have to do it is pick the phone up, wake the screen up, then you have to slide over to the right to actually get the camera going. And if you're in an app already, you actually have to like swipe it from the bottom up and go to the shortcut, the camera shortcut. But the double click for me, it's very smooth and it's very fast. That's another thing I'm going to miss. Let's see what else is on the list. This video is going to be kind of long. What I might do is put it into 2 parts, separate it, but everything is valid points. Message Ease keyboard. Okay, that's the next thing on the list. Message Ease keyboard. This is my personal keyboard that I've been using. Well, not my personal keyboard, but not like I invented the keyboard. But this is a keyboard I've been using for years. I've made it blank because I mastered the keyboard. I know where all the buttons are, the symbols, everything. I know where everything is at. So the reason why I love this keyboard is because it's very accurate. As you can see, the keys are very large. So I make the least mistakes on this keyboard and doesn't have auto correction. So if I wrote a word in the word, let me tighten up my tongue. If I wrote a word and I wrote it the way I want it to be, when I press spacebar, it won't correct it. So I'm going to write something real quick. I'm going to do it behind the camera and do my best to do it as accurate as possible. So what's the, see, I can't really type behind the screen, best keyboard. So it has, let me see, it has I don't know. It has the predictions. I don't know why it's coming up. It's not coming up, but so as you can see, I wrote it. So what's the best keyboard? I type way faster than that, and I have quick access to all my emojis right here. And then if I want, I can have it like how the iPhone keyboard is now, where you can type in the emoji when you look for, and it actually brings up the emoji. That's a feature it been had. And you could pre-save like your address, your credit card information, stuff like that. Like they have some stuff preset already, like boom, you could put the time. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of, okay, let me see if I can delete everything from here and see if I could get it. The brightness on the screen is too high, so let me bring it down. So I'm gonna press it again, go to it. You see, you say the time now is 10. And then over here, I have like my email address saved. And then I have a bunch of stuff saved all over the place. So anybody asking for my address, email address, stuff like that, I could do it instantly in the snap of a finger. I just press and hold this button and drag it to where I know I saved it, and just boom, straight to it, just like that. I'm gonna miss that keyboard like crazy because I mastered that keyboard and I know how to type with it real quick. It's like a mixture of tap and swipe integrated into one. And the person that actually broke the typing key, the typing world record on the phone, actually used this keyboard to beat the record, to beat the guy that used the swipe keyboard to break the record in the first place. But that's another feature I'm gonna miss. If you guys are interested in that keyboard, look it up. It's called Message Ease keyboard. This is the name right here. It's in the Play Store and it's in the App Store. It's on both phones, but it's kind of different on iPhones because it's very restricted to what you could do. Wireless charging. I'm gonna miss wireless charging because I have a wireless pad in my house, and whenever I come home and I'm ready to go to my bed, I just take my phone, drop it on the pad, and start charging. I go to my bed, I forget about it, and I'm gonna miss that because iPhones don't have that. That's a great feature to me. I'm gonna miss fast charging. Fast charging. This particular phone dies real quick, but the good thing about it that makes up for it is when I plug it in the space of like half an hour, I'm like halfway charged. It charges so fast. You see what I'm saying? It charges really fast, so I'm able to top it off real quick. IR Blaster. This particular phone, the new Samsungs don't have it, but this S6 Edge phone has an IR Blaster. This little cutout right here is the IR Blaster. Basically, I'm able to control the Apple TV. I'm able to control anything, a cable box. I'm able to control even the AC. Anything that has an infrared, I'm able to control it from this particular phone, and I'm able to set it up. Let me see if I can go into it real quick. I have it on my Edge screen. It's pretty cool because I use it all the time. Like this is the keyboard. This is the universal remote right here. Got a volume, channel, stuff like that. And this is my son's room. My son is Aiden, and I can switch the rooms whenever I want to. So like I have this is the canteen at my job where I'm able to switch the channels and the TV there because I know how I programmed the phone for it. This is one of my break rooms. This is like my basement, stuff like that. So I have everything set up with the remote and I'm able to control everything. I'm gonna miss that feature right there. Let me see, one more feature. I think we're gonna leave it as that. And if you guys want more videos, just let me know. NFC tags. I know you guys probably don't know about NFC tags, or you guys probably do, but NFC tags is these little tags that you could buy. You could buy it on Amazon, eBay, wherever. There's just little tags. They have like a microchip in there, and you're able to program them to do whatever you want them to do. So now you could have one of those NFC tags, and you could basically put it by your Wi-Fi router. So when an Android person comes by and say, yo bro, what's your password for your Wi-Fi? You could just tell them, oh, the NFC tag is right there. And they go over there with their phone, touch the NFC tag, and automatically they'll get the password and just log into the Wi-Fi. Me personally, I used it just for alarms. Like I have one in my son's room for when I'm taking him to school because I have my days off in the week. So the days I'm taking him to the school, I have my alarm set for those days, and my brightness, who can call, who can't call, like everything is programmed into that chip. So once I'm ready to go to my bed, I go up with my phone, touch my phone to the NFC chip, Once I touch it, it actually says everything that I had pre-set up on it already, which is pretty cool. And everything, when I mean everything, just comes up and everything works flawlessly. All my alarms is set, my brightness is set, my do not disturb is set, who can call, do not disturb, what notifications, what volume, all that stuff. But if you want to see the rest of my list, I got a list of things that I'm going to miss. If you guys want to see more, just please let me know. I'll run down the list, and I promise that I will break it down, the reasons why I love Android and the reasons why I'm going to miss these features. But you already know what this is. We're already at 15 minutes in, and I'm sorry that the video is this long, but I really want to make you guys understand where I'm coming from and to let you guys know that I'm a phone whore and I love phones, so this is what I do. But you already know it's Jay Gallus. We're going on 16 minutes. Rate, subscribe. Peace.